Okay, so for the Thrivers that want to specifically host it on their website,
yes,
these are the things that you're going to need.
These are them.
Yep.
They are who we thought they were.
They are who we thought they were.
We let them off the hook.
So the first thing is a WordPress site. You'll see in all of our SEO trainings that you can actually build a SEO site or have a group like the Thrive15.com web team do it for you. And we will walk you through specifically what you need to be able to get that up and running.
Somebody's saying, well, I already have a website. It looks bad, but I made it myself. You need to have a world-class site. It needs to be on a WordPress format. If it's not, I'm just telling you, Google doesn't like it very much, so you need to get over and get serious. We can help you do it. Don't get overwhelmed.
Okay, so the first is a WordPress site. Then WordPress operates with plugins. Basically, they're add-ons.
How do you say that again?
Plug-ins.
Oh, plugins.
Okay. So plugins are something that you're going to want to use with the site. So if, let's say that WordPress is the actual physical computer body, okay?
Yeah.
It is the computer. Okay.
Yeah, it's like that squirrel.
Then the Smart Podcast Player is kind of like the operating system.
Okay, and that's what it's basically the brain of the computer.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so
kind of like I'm the brain of this, this training. Like you're like the computer, and I am the brain. You know what I mean? I mean, without my massive skull, I have like an 8 3/4 hat. I mean, I have to have a hat that's so massive to hold the contents of my skull, my brain matter.
Yeah.
It's kind of a commercial for myself. I just did there.
Okay. So you're going to want the podcast player. Okay. And that's what actually lives on your WordPress site that different people, different visitors can actually play the podcast with. This particular one that we use is called Smart Podcast Player.
Yeah.
Okay. You can access it at smartpodcastplayer.com.
And it's by Pat Flynn.
By Pat Flynn.
So let's go ahead and go to podcast.thrive15.com and show people what it would look like when it's all done. You know what I mean? When it's all done, ski. It's all put together. You built all this, but what's the end product going to look like? All right, here we go. Here we go, Thrivers. Here we go. Oh, yeah. And scroll on down real quick so you can show them that glory. That glory. See down there, Thrivers? That's where the play button is. Can you hit play on one of those? Can you do it real fast? You just hit play. That's how it works. You can pause it. You can download it. You can share it. There's a share button on there. That's all accessible as part of the Pat Flynn experience.
Yeah. So that is the Smart Podcast Player. I misspoke. The Smart Podcast Player, in our analogy, is kind of like iTunes.
Oh.
So it is that it's like the application.
Now I'm confused.
Yeah.
Try it again.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Okay. So the computer is kind of like your WordPress site.
Got it.
Okay. Then the Smart Podcast Player is kind of like iTunes.
Yep.
But in order for iTunes to work, you need an operating system.
Got it.
The operating system that you're going to use is Blueberry PowerPress. That's BLUBRRY PowerPress.
Why do I need it?
Okay, you need it because it is going to basically orchestrate all of the information and create something called an RSS feed for your website.
What does RSS stand for?
RSS stands
Richard Sherman's Services. Is that what it stands for?
It is not stand for.
Why doesn't it stand for Richard? Was it Richard? What was it? Was it Richard?
Rich Site Summary.
Rich Site Summary. Now, why is I putting Marshall on the spot there? Is because you don't need to know all this technical jargon to necessarily get it done. Okay, you don't need to be like going Rich Site Summary. That's what it is. I'll tell you that. That's why, in the 3rd episode of Star Wars, if you've seen that final scene there where the thing takes off, what actually happened was that, your vast knowledge of everything doesn't help you get stuff done necessarily. We were trying to teach you the practical stuff you need to know.
We're just trying to get you the tools that you need to be able to do the how-to in the next training.
Bang.